Welcome to DC to Be Revolution, helping chiropractic students think big in order to live large. I'm your host, Noah Volz, and today I'm here with Dr. Blake Kalkstein. He did his chiropractic residency at the world-renowned Walter Reed Military Medical Hospital in Bethesda, Maryland, where he spent time working with soldiers and helping them recover from back and neck pain, as well as other injuries sustained during war. Now he's a chiropractor at Adolph and Kalkstein Chiropractic and the creator of Kairos Park. So thanks so much for coming on today.
It was an awesome, I've been looking forward to talking with you ever since I learned about your channel this year. So it's probably been like 320 days of waiting till Noah called me for a chance to talk. So is this the week? I would check my emails. Is this the week?
It took me a long time. I know it's late in December, but I finally got you on the list. And that's all thanks to Dr. Bobby Mabey. You're going to be speaking at the Forward Thinking Chiropractic Alliance conference in June. And so I wonder if you could share with students what you're going to be presenting on at that conference.
Yeah, so Bobby invited me to be the social media presenter for the Forward Thinking Chiropractic Alliance, their first symposium, and I was like, "Me? Yeah, sure." I was like, first I was like, "I don't care what you're asking, I'd love to do it." So, and then he told me what was involved, and I was like, "I still want to do it. I think it's going to be awesome." And so, I think what I'll be talking about, I haven't really narrowed down the exact details of what my presentation is going to be, but what I want it to be is a way that current chiropractors can use social media efficiently and effectively to build their practice. And we have been using Facebook and YouTube to basically explode our practice in our office. And I'm a new doc. I've only been in practice for 4 years. And when I first started working with my dad, because he's the other chiropractor, I joined the practice. On a busy month, we were having 45 new patients. In November, we had 183 new patients. So, and I won't settle for anything under 200 in 2018 and climbing. So, I want to take what we've done is distill down what works for us and made it available for other chiropractors. And that's what I think I'm going to teach on at Forward Thinking. How do we do well? How can I teach what we do well to you to grow your practice? So new students who aren't even in school yet, getting that mindset about how do you start creating content? How do you just putting yourself out there on video? How do you capitalize on Google and YouTube? Because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world next to Google, and Google owns YouTube. So there's really some awesome stuff that you can do to kind of get yourself out there with SEO and showing the world what you're awesome at and showing the world what you're passionate about, and then making a living off of it as well. So that's going to be like the overall talk of the thing. But I mean, we're so far out. Bobby asked me for a headshot tonight, and I was like, "Oh, I got to get a headshot. I got to go get a haircut. I got to get should I shave my goatee? Should I keep it? I don't know." So, yeah, Bobby's a cool guy. Bobby, I think that conference has so many so many home run speakers that I'm just excited to go just to watch everyone else talk. And if I wasn't presenting, I'd be there in a heartbeat, because I think the guys that are on that squad are they're the home run hitters of what chiropractic is when it comes to evidence-based care. It's just going to be awesome.
Yeah, you're definitely among giants there. There's a lot of really great speakers. I'm super excited about the conference. And, like you said, a lot of the resources in terms of the SEO, Kairos Park provides a lot of that. So there's no reason for us to drill down into that because people can get that content elsewhere. But I wonder, from your perspective, starting off way back in the day, what's kind of changed in terms of your vision of your YouTube and Facebook strategy? Can you kind of take us through the trajectory? Because it's not like it happened overnight that you got so successful.
Yeah. So I graduated and I was like, okay, I'm going to do what they taught us how to do in school, which is like spinal screenings and health fairs and stuff like that. I hated it. I hated doing that stuff because it felt cheesy and it felt cheap. And every time I see it, I go to the farmer's market and there's a guy with a spinal screening board there. I'm like, I just shake my head and keep walking. You know, they get people, and if you're a good, you know, if you're a good salesperson, I guess that works for some people, but it didn't work for me. And so I went to a mastermind group with my dad. It was entitled, you know, the idea of the mastermind was how to hire an associate so you can focus on building your practice, and you can work on your practice instead of in your practice, and the associates can do all the adjusting. Well, I just joined my dad in practice, and I thought, hey, Dad, this is like a great thing. We should go do this. And what it ended up being was teaching us how to do marketing. So I started doing video testimonials. I started doing treatments. I started, I think one of my first video series was called From the Ground Up, and it was a running video series where I just gave away running exercises, and we started from the ankle. We worked our way up, and it went 22 seasons, went 22 weeks. So I think it was pretty cool. I don't think I was probably getting like 40 views, 50 views, and I wasn't getting a lot of views. And a lot of it was like putting all those videos on a landing page and pushing people to a testimonial landing page, and then getting them to sign up for a free consultation, which never worked. And so that's where it all started. But I kept with it, and at one point I was doing a video a day, 5 days a week in the office for either value-driven or patient care. And that was good for a while. And then I took a break from it, and then I kind of went back to it. And we finally settled on a happy medium 2 years ago, where it was 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, depending on holidays or taking some time off here and there. And slowly it started to become like this thing where people would be like, you're my top 3 favorite chiropractors to watch online. And it was like, oh, that's cool. Thanks for watching. And then we would get, and this kind of happened the same time we really hit on Facebook ads really well. People started, when they fill out our new patient form, they say, who may thank you for referring us? And it said YouTube. I was like, oh, okay. So we're getting some people finding us on YouTube that are coming in as new patients. So I was like, I'm just going to keep doing this because it doesn't cost me any money. And then, this year, like early this year, we had a video that we did last year. It was called, I think it's called Chiropractor in Towson Cracks Every Joint or something, some clickbaity title for someone to watch on. And it got picked up by a bunch of social media sites, and it's got like 20 million views on Facebook across all the platforms. And like my office exploded in one day, and like people were emailing me from Italy. When are you coming to Italy? I'm like, I'm not, but thanks for watching the channel. And so, and it's evolved from there. It's what's the end game? We've got 40,000 subscribers. We're at 10 million views. We're continuing to put out content daily. We see 40 plus new patients from YouTube every month. And we're releasing, we created an exercise program. We're going to sell it online exclusively through the YouTube channel. I'm doing that. I'm teaching my staff online marketing through it. So it's a really cool way for me to interact with my staff besides me telling them, working with them with patient care. So like exposing them to online marketing ideas and email marketing and follow up and creating a program. And so we're going to split the proceeds from that with them. And then we're going to I'm going to promote them as you can do online. They can be your coach for the program. So there's an upsell, and they'll make the majority of the money from that upsell. I'm going to take 10% of it. They're going to take 90%. I'm just going to take 10% to help me with the cost. And then I'm going to teach them about Facebook ads. And that's where this is evolving too. And then I think in the long term, it will end up being, I was talking with Bryce Christensen tonight about how do I evolve this into like telehealth or telemedicine or telechiropractic, if we can call it that. And I know there's a guy in Denver, a good friend of mine, Mark Testa, who's doing something like that. I think you can get away with, he's like 6-month minimum contract. He charges $2,000 a month to work with him. And it's like just evolutions of how we can provide value to our community. So, and make a living off of it. So that's where like things where it's going. I can talk about this all night because we're kind of getting this ready to launch for 2018. So it's like on the front of my mind right now with everything else that's going on. But what was your question?
Yeah, you answered the question. So the question basically was like, what was the trajectory? Because, so you've been out of practice, 4 years, you kind of started this project 3 years ago. But it really blew up this year, it sounds like, when you got picked up on that channel. And so
We were doing okay. I mean, I was still climbing. When I started the year, I had 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And I said, my goal is to have 10,000 by the end of the year. Well, we had 10,000. This was before my big video went big and made us a little bit bigger. Like in a month, we had 10,000 subscribers. I was like, oh, I need a bigger goal. Or it was like not even half a year did we get to 10,000. I think it was in June or May, we hit 10,000 subscribers. And so it started climbing from there, but I just kept doing, like, a lot of people think with any business, it just happens overnight, but you just got to keep working at it. I can't remember who quoted, so I apologize if I'm stealing a line, but someone said, create content like no one's watching it, or no one's listening to it, or no one's reading it. So you just continue to do it. And I think that's the biggest thing, is people have this new idea. They want to implement this new thing, and they do it for 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. And then they just like stop doing it. Look, I make YouTube videos and I didn't stop, and look where it is now. Like, things are blowing up. So that's something I encourage. I think new docs coming out of school, find what you're passionate about, because you're just getting out of school. You got all this energy, you got all this fire. You want to take care of people. Find what you're passionate about and film it, because I think video is the way to go. I think email's coming back a little bit, but video is so powerful right now. It's powerful on Facebook. It's powerful on YouTube. Find what you're passionate about, film it, and people will be attracted to you. You build a following. People are coming in to see you as new patients. Once you have a following, you can do it. You could look at, have you done Josh Axe? Have you interviewed Dr. Axe yet?
Oh, I've tried, but his schedule's booked out like, a year and a half. So maybe in 2019.
Well, he started, I believe he started in the same way with YouTube, right? Like, he created a following, and now look at him. He's like live streaming videos and getting like, he's almost at 500,000 subscribers. I mean, I would love, like, my goal this year was to break 50. I don't think we're going to quite break 50 this year, but I'll get 50 early next year. And I think once I get 50, I'm going to shoot for 150 next year and get that silver play button. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I'm curious what you're hearing from patients. So, obviously there's a lot of people watching your YouTube videos. Many of those people decide to become a patient. So, what do you think is happening in people's brains when they're exposed to the YouTube content to make them want to come see a chiropractor first, and then to make them want to come and see you? Because that seems like a really important stepping stone that chiropractors need to be familiar with.
Yeah. So first of all, the way we run our YouTube videos is that we do some key things that help it with SEO. So if you were to Google search Towson Chiropractor, you would see 2 of my videos pop up on the first page of Google. So I'm outranking other people's websites with just my video. So one of the things are the tags when you upload a video, naming the title of your video, the name of the file, and then the first 3 sentences in your description, having a lot of keywords for your area in there is very important. And then transcribing or captioning your YouTube video. So those 4 things really generate a lot of good SEO. So when people Google for a chiropractor, it's a chiropractor in Towson, and they see, yes, our Google Maps is great because we got 60 plus 5-star reviews. But they scroll down a little bit. Oh, and they see 2 of my videos pop up, and they click on that, and they kind of go through, they get lost in YouTube land where it does the autoplay, or they can click onto other stuff. And we have a lot of content out there. So when you click on one of my videos, on the sidebar, there's 6 more videos that are done by me. So you can kind of follow, you can get lost in that. But what that does is, video is very powerful. So if you see video on the first page of Google, like if you were to Google like North Face backpack review, you're not going to, if you see a video, everyone clicks on the video right away, or like how to fix an iPhone problem, you're going right to the video, right? So it's the same thing, back pain relief. And the chiropractor pops up, you're going to click on that and you're like, oh, maybe I'm interested in that, and I'm going to go see what that is about. So that's the first thing from a marketing standpoint, why that's important. But what are the patients here? They say, God, I feel like, my back just needed to crack or just needed to move. That's what it really needed. And I didn't know where to go. And I just looked up cracking back videos, and, oh, I saw that you were in my area. And I was like, oh, perfect. And so that's one way they find us. The second way that they find us is, I didn't know chiropractors could help with that. And so a lot of the videos we do is extremity adjusting, is rehab, is working with pinched nerves. I'm just going to call it that because that's what everyone calls it. I didn't know you could help with that. That's what I hear a lot, is I didn't know that chiropractors could do this. So we're demystifying what we do. We're showing what we're experts at and show what we do. And so they click on that and they Google chiropractor and foot pain, and videos pop up, or they YouTube it. And so that's how we hear about them. That's how they come in. And then when they get here, they're like, I feel like I already know you, because they see me. They see me adjusting my staff. They see me interacting with my staff. They're much more compliant for the most part coming in for care, because they know we're the guy to go see, or we're the clinic to go see, because why else would they be making YouTube videos and be successful at it if they're not the really good people to see? So, you know, we occasionally get people to come in and say, I just want to get adjusted by Dr. Blake. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, because you know, you're going to pay to see me. It didn't cost me anything besides my time to upload the YouTube video. So in my mind, that's free. That's 100% ROI, right? Return on my investment is 100%. So you can come get adjusted. That's fine. You know, at that point, we educate about one adjustment's not going to fix every problem. So we can go from there. But that's a different story. And we're not talking about that here. That's more patient care. So this is like really the big three things that people come in. They're looking for, they see us on Google on the first page. They feel like their back needs to move, but PT's not doing it, or they've been to a chiropractor and they're not getting their back to move, and they look up like a cracking adjustment, because that's what everyone calls it, or they didn't know we could help them with those things. And they find us, like my best friend lives in Texas from college, and he's his staff were talking about dry needling, and he works in recreation, like college recreation stuff. And so they were talking about dry needling. They're like, oh, what's dry needling? And they Google dry needling, and my video pops up on Google. And so they're watching my video. So he sent me a picture of the screen. It says, we Googled dry needling and you were up. That's, we were watching your videos explaining dry needling. So they didn't know dry needling could help with IT band syndrome or something like that. So that's very cool that we can impact that many people across the globe about what we do well. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's really cool. And thank you for kind of taking the time and laying out, you know, the SEO components and the keywords and how you're doing that. And really, I think one of the reasons, and you talked about this, that video is so powerful, is it's all about relationship building. You know, the reason behind a blog, the reason behind email marketing, it's all about, so the person feels like they know you, so that they want to purchase something from you. And so, you know, what you've been really successful at is, you know, regardless of what your videos are talking about, or, you know, if the person has that specific condition, you know, people are getting to know you. They're getting to see like what they can expect, so that it's not mysterious, it's not scary, you know, all of that. And they actually see the benefits that come from something so conservative and so natural and so easy. And when their, you know, only other alternative is surgery or something along those lines, you know, that can be extremely motivating. So
it's pretty cool. You know, you want to build like, know, and trust with your community before you make a sale, right? And what docs get flustered when you talk about selling things. We're providing a product. People want to buy a product from us, you know, and you may be a great chiropractor, but you've got a terrible bedside manner. They're not going to stick around with you. There's plenty of options. And it's the same thing with any profession. You can be a great mechanic, but if you're a jerk, I'm going to go to, there's great mechanics everywhere, but you're going to pick the nice one. It's the same thing with back surgeons. Like, you know, if you look at spinal surgeon, there's 4 great spinal surgeons in our area that we work with in our area. One is a jerk, and it's obvious amongst all the patients. So we'll say, oh, I was going to so-and-so and he was a jerk, so I went for a second opinion. And so I came over to see you, and I was like, you know, I think it still might be a good idea to have a conversation with a surgeon. We'll facilitate you along the way, but here's some better recommendations. Oh, thank you, God, for sending me over to see so-and-so. He was so nice. He was so kind. He gave me the best options. He said, stick with the chiropractic care. And you know, if it's not better in a couple months, we'll revisit it. And I was like, perfect. We'll co-manage your care with him. So, be transparent in who you are. Be yourself on camera, or if you're writing, because people will be attracted to that. Be kind, be genuine, be honest, because that's attractive to people. Don't be condescending. Don't think you're like high and mighty just because you're a chiropractor and you help people with drugs and surgery. We can't help everybody, and be honest with that and show that, right? Show your failures, show your successes. Show people being afraid to get adjusted and how you manage that, and talk about what people's fears are and address those things. And I think that we've done all those things in a lot of our videos. So docs get caught up on that. They get caught up on, what if people don't think I'm cool enough? What if they don't like me? If they don't like you, find someone who does. I mean, like, there's a bunch of people out there. You don't want everyone to like you, then you're boring. So I think that's an important thing that sometimes is missed.
Yeah, and I agree. You know, I think like you said, know, and trust, and you know, to some extent, I feel like within the field of healthcare, the public's trust has you know, not been adequately dealt with. I feel like in a lot of healthcare, people have put implicit trust into their healthcare providers and have not received the benefits that they should have received through that. And so, you know, having what you have with your YouTube channel, where people can actually see you, they can see what you're capable of, they can see you working with other people, doing the testimonials, you're actually, you know, instilling that trust for them, but also for the broader profession of chiropractic, showing that you value the public trust that they're giving to you to be able to work with them on these unique conditions. And, you know, if you're not the right fit, refer them down the road, like you said with the spinal surgeon. I feel like that's such an important aspect of what you're doing with your YouTube channel.
We're the chiropractor for Baltimore's professional baseball team. I can't say their actual name because due to contractual, you know, we don't pay MLB to be the official chiropractor of the baseball team. So I have to say the official chiropractor of Baltimore's professional baseball team. But we work with the team, with the athletes, right? There's a chiropractor, there's a psychiatrist, there's a GP, there's a ortho, there's a PT, there's athletic trainers. The athlete has access to all of us. I feel like the patient should be the same way. So I see a high-level runner. I take care of her with a physical therapist. I do dry needle and adjust. The physical therapist does Graston and advanced rehab. Can I do advanced rehab here? Am I trained to? Yes, but I'm going to work with the PT. I'm going to work well with the PT, you know, and now we refer patients back and forth. So it's not, my approach to healthcare is I want to involve everyone I can do. I don't want to be the sole person of your team, because that puts a lot of weight on my shoulders. And I think you deserve a lot of set of eyes to look at one problem. So it's just a nice way to take care of someone.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like that is kind of the trajectory in healthcare right now, that there is kind of this movement towards a more interdisciplinary, multimodal, multidisciplinary approach to different people, that it's not a one-stop shop. And that, you know, there is this cross-pollination between different professionals to help somebody, you know, get through whatever they're getting through. You know, you've only been out, you know, for 4 years. You're working with your dad. He's been in the profession for a long time. What do you see as kind of the big trends in the healthcare space in reference to chiropractic that we can really capitalize on through social media? Because this is I feel like there's a unique convergence of different forces happening right now.
That is a great question, Noah. Wow, that's a really good question. I'm going to be honest. I'm not paying attention to what's happening out there. My focus is for the majority of it is who's walking in my door and who can I influence. And this is my philosophy, is I want to influence the people immediately around me for better healthcare, for for improving their function in their life. And I think of it like a ripple. If I can impact the people around me, and it can spread that way, and it'll spread that way and that way. So personally, I'm not paying attention to the trends in healthcare because that's going to change where my focus is. And someone told me this: if you split your focus, you're going to split your paycheck. So my focus right now is, how do I improve the people around me? Okay. And that may not be the answer that you wanted to hear, but if I can impact, my circle is growing because people know about me and I'm putting myself out there to be known. So hopefully I am impacting people in a healthier way to seek out more evidence-based care, because that's what we do here, and that's what we show people that we do. And people are looking for help. People are, I think, from what I'm seeing, from what I'm paying attention to, is people are actively, I think, more young people are actively looking to improve their health and to start on the right foot. I'm seeing a trend of that. That's the one thing I am seeing, because young people are getting, because their lifestyle has been like this since forever now. And you see that you x-ray like a 22-year-old and they've got a reverse cervical lordosis. You're like, how is that happening? I'm like, well, because they've been like this since they were 13, right? So a lot of young people are hurting more often earlier, and they're looking to improve themselves more often earlier. That's what a trend I'm seeing. And they're like, okay, where do I go to find out who to help me? A lot of it is social media. A lot of it is video, YouTube. And so that's the only trend that I'm paying attention to, because people are confronting me about it, because they're messaging me through the channel, or they're commenting on a video, or they're becoming a patient of ours. And so, does that answer your question?
Yeah. And, that's where the trends start, right? The trends start with the, patient-doctor interaction. And, over thousands and thousands of those interactions, that's kind of where the trend extrapolates. And I, like you said, you're widening your circle of influence, and eventually, instead of you looking from outside in on what the trend is, you're creating the trend because your circle of influence is so big. And I feel like that, to some extent, is so. What. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really cool coming from your mouth, Noah. That sounds really neat. And part of me is like, I really don't care if I'm trend setting or not. Like, I want to continue to provide value for my community. And my community is who I take care of in the office, and then who watches our channel. If you watch our channel, I want you to get some value out of it. If it's entertainment, that's great. That's fine. But if you do like one exercise and it gets rid of your headaches, that's awesome. Like that's going to help you in a positive way. And so the trend I want to create is to provide value. I want to under promise, and I want to over deliver. Right. That's the trend I want to be ahead of. Under promising and over delivering, providing value above all else, and letting that value spread for itself. So, yeah.
And the more people you positively impact, the more that will spread for itself. And, I think that's why all of us go into chiropractic school, is because we want to have that positive impact. So it's good to see somebody like you who that really is your compass. That's your true north, is to provide value for people. And you found a way to provide value for, a lot of people, which I think is what we all want as chiropractic students as we kind of move into this career. So for other students who want to, also expand their influence and provide more value, how can they get in touch with you? What's the best way to kind of move in the direction that
if you're a student, message me on Facebook, add me as a friend, and message me. What I do, so if you wanted to be like a client at Kairos Park and you want to learn how to do Facebook ads and YouTube ads like you do, before you even sign up, I interview you to see if you're a good fit for office. And if you're not, I I'll send you to my competition because I want you to find the right fit that's best for you. So I extend the same. That's all value driven. If you get value from me and you want to work with me, that's great. I'd be happy to work with you. But if you're not, if we're not a good fit, and I feel like I know what you need or may need, I'm going to push you in that direction. So I had a guy who found me on Kevin Christie's marketing group, and he messaged me today on Facebook, and I took 5 minutes out of my day and chat with him and trying to give him some direction, some value. So if you're a student, add me on Facebook, message me if you need help. I want to help you because I want you to succeed. So that'd be the first place to start. There's some awesome Facebook communities right now. Kevin Christie's Modern Chiropractic Marketing Group is an awesome Facebook community, so join that. Bobby Maybe's Forward Thinking Chiropractic Alliance is an awesome Facebook group as well, and there's a lot of good community in there as well. I have a funny story about that group. Can I tell it?
Yeah, go for it.
It revolves around video. So the big video that went viral that got picked up by I think it was Lad Bible. It's a UK group, and it's got like 20 million views on it. But someone shared it in that group, and I had a bunch of chiropractors tear me down. Like, why is this guy adjusting all the body points? That's not evidence-based. What is this guy doing? And I didn't it was like, I wonder if I could still find it and link back to it. I had even a guy call me and leave a voicemail on our machine at the office, like tearing me down, 45 seconds of berating me. Like, you're a disgrace to the practice of chiropractic. You're a disgrace to the profession. Yeah, you're shit. You should just think so poorly of yourself. What are you doing? This was from like a full body. I adjusted or manipulated or mobilized every joint that I could on a staff member because they requested it, and I think it'd be a good video. So I got my teeth kicked in, and Bobby's in there like backing me up. Like, I don't see anybody else putting video out. I don't see anybody else doing any content delivery. Maybe he's just doing demonstrations, like really supporting me. Like, it's good to sit behind a keyboard and type, and give me a feedback that way. But the cool thing about that video, besides it going viral and like bringing a bunch of new patients in our office and me getting like shit on by other chiropractors, am I allowed to cuss on this?
Yeah, totally.
They're all adults, right?
Yeah.
Is that I got 67 requests for a chiropractor from that video emailed to me, or Facebook message to me from all over the country and the world. So I sent out 67 referrals for other chiropractors, just from that one video. Because I remember, I was like, oh no, like my people were tagging me in it. Like my friends from college were tagging me, like, is this you? And I'm like, yes, that's me. And 2 million, 3 million, 9 million, 11 million. Like in one day, it was like 15 million, 11 million views in one day. There's some good people in that group. There's also some, like with any group, there's going to be some people that are stinky. So I texted Bobby when that came out, and the people were like kicking me down and put me down. I was like, I'm going to do a video and like to talk about it, but I didn't. I just let it wash away. When someone drives poorly, I don't flick them off. I give them a thumbs up, right? Like, just settle down, diffuse it. So it's funny, it's funny that you're going to get people that are so upset because I'm doing something that they don't like, but it helps 67 chiropractors, and it helps 67 people find health, are going to find value in health. So it was pretty cool. Anyways, that's just a funny story about how sometimes chiropractors can be mean. And I know students are aware that some chiropractors like to, not take care of us, right?
Yeah, we're definitely aware of that. And thank you for sharing that story. Like, my opinion, at least with my videos, is that it's better to have people saying something, even if it's not very nice, than crickets, than have no feedback at all. So, even if people are saying things that could be hurtful, I'd rather have some feedback, because how else am I going to learn and grow, and how else are more people going to get exposed to that if there's no audience for that? So
for new students that are docs that are students that are just getting started, just focus on passing. We get to try 9 and try 10. Really, a lot of good, like this one doc I talked to earlier today, he's probably in practice 2 years. And he's like, I'm going to start doing more online marketing in 2018. what are your 3 tips? And I was like, well, what are your goals with online marketing? He sent me this whole paragraph, and I was like, stop, narrow it down to one thing. There's riches and niches. Kevin Christie always says this is a Dan Sullivan type thing, where there's find what you're good at and focus on that, and then make that your content strategy. And then you can extract, once that looks good, you can just copy that same thing that you've created on different stuff. So docs that are try 9, try 10, or quarter 9, whatever quarter you guys are in your last year, your last 6 months of school, really find what you're passionate about. Find what motivates you, what you like to take care of, who's your ideal patient. And don't pick like anyone with a spine. That's bullshit. Find someone who you like to take care of. What do you like to treat? You like to treat runners? You like to treat pregnant people? You like to do acupuncture only? You like to do manual diversified? Find what you're good at and find what you like taking care of and talk about it. Share it with the world. Be passionate about it. Demonstrate that you're the expert in it. And you may be a new student, but you've got 3.5 years, 4 years of experience of good education under your belt. You've already helped a bunch of people because you've been in student clinic. You've made your mistakes in student clinic when you've had a good mentor. Get out there and be passionate about it. If you need help creating content or figuring out what stuff to use or how to get your YouTube out there, message me. I'm going to help you. Because I want you to succeed. But talk about what you're passionate about. Talk about what you like doing. Talk about what you're good at it. So there's 2 types of videos you want to create when you get out there or when you start getting. You can start now. Like if you know where you're going to go and you know what clinic you're going to go into when you graduate, if you're going to start your own business, start the hype train now. Start demonstrating exercises. So there's 2 videos, and you can probably only do one when you don't have a license. But the first one you should be doing is providing value. Give it away. Give away the secret sauce, because most people need help doing it, right? There's going to be some people that are going to do it on their own, and that's great. They're not the people that you're going to help in your office. The people that need help are going to reach out to you. The people that you help without them helping you are going to be your biggest fans, and they're going to send people to you. But that's okay. Give it all away. Give away the secret sauce. Give away the stretches. Give away the exercises. Give away the diet tips and the nutrition and the health. Give away the lifestyle stuff. Give it all away, because it's value. Everything's value driven, and be honest about it. That's the first video. The second video is demonstrate that you're an expert in your field and show that you are as well. Demonstrate the technique, demonstrate the rehab exercises, demonstrate them on a patient when you're licensed. It's important. Demonstrate it on a patient when you're and have that patient talk about how much they've gotten better. So you can do a testimonial video and a demonstration video all in the same one. And that you do those 2 things, and you will grow a following on Facebook or YouTube, or Facebook if you want to do it there too. We haven't even touched on Facebook, but that's okay. People will know you. They will like you. They will trust you because you're helping them for free. You're giving away your $180,000 education for free. Don't worry. In the long run, you're going to be fine, and it's going to help you out if you're consistent with it. So that's my biggest piece of advice. And if you want help working with it, I'd be happy to help you, because if I knew what I did 2 years ago, or when I first came out of school, can you imagine where our office would be, where our practice would be? I would already, like we talked earlier about that feeder system, I'd already be there. I'd already have 3 clinics with feeder systems in it, but it's going to take a couple extra years because I wasn't quite there yet. But so,
yeah. Well, thank you for learning from your mistakes and being willing to share that with, the chiropractic profession, especially with students, to accelerate our progress. Because, we all have the same goals. We all want higher utilization of chiropractic for everybody, so that we're all making more money and we're all helping more patients. And, that's really what we want. And that's really the goal here. So this has been a production of DC2B Revolution, helping chiropractic students think big to live large. Please subscribe to the channel if you found this valuable. Leave some comments in the comments section below. And Dr. Blake Kalkstein, thanks so much for being here.
It was an awesome being here, and I look forward to you guys helping you out. And this is an awesome channel, Noah. Thank you so much for having me. It was really just fun chatting.
Yeah, likewise. It's great to have you on.